In this video, we're completing 14 destinations on the JetBlue 25 for 25 challenge. So far, we've been hopping from airport to airport with a series of out and backs. But if you're going somewhere, you should actually see the place. So I'm doing my best to explore some of the cities I'm flying to and giving you tips to enjoy your 25 for 25 experience. I've been fortunate for the last two starts of my JetBlue 25 for 25 that I've been able to leave out of Newark, which is my home airport. Now, gotta head out of JFK. At the end of the day, there's just too many flights in and out of JFK. And you need those in order to hit all these destinations. So now I'm headed to JFK, 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Let's go. Here we are, back at Terminal 5. Okay, this is the ultimate pee and turn here in Savannah. They're already starting to board the flight back, so find a bathroom, take a picture, get back on the plane. Bye. Quick turn here in JFK after coming back from Savannah, heading right back out, same plane to Pittsburgh. That's destination number 9. JFK I've already hit. Pittsburgh has given me an actual real meal here because they offer gluten-free bread for sandwiches, and their pesto is also dairy-free. So I can actually get a sandwich and eat, which is good because all day, all I've really had to eat is just snacks and salt and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful for the Joe and the Juice at the Pittsburgh airport. It feels so strange to be in Atlanta having flown on JetBlue. I have been to this airport many a time. Never come here on JetBlue before tonight.
While it was odd to come in last night on JetBlue here in ATL and not fly Delta, I am flying Delta today for my repositioning flight. So I flew down to Atlanta on JetBlue intentionally, A, because it was a new destination that I wasn't otherwise going to get, but B, I knew that it would be super easy for me to fly out of here someplace else on Delta and to do that more efficiently. So I'm flying from Atlanta to Orlando because then once I'm in Orlando, then I can take JetBlue pretty much anywhere in the Northeast, which is why I'm going to Iceland. Now that I'm here in Atlanta, flying on Delta, I'm able to use the Sky Club here because my Delta Amex Reserve card. If you're curious about what club to go to at Atlanta, which Delta Sky Club to go to, we have a video that's about 2 years old now, so it's actually a little dated. But this new D Club is pretty incredible. Now, the Centurion Lounge is also pretty good, but I had some challenges from a dietary restriction perspective, so I made it here to Orlando on my Delta flight. I have 4 hours from right now, actually from about 20 minutes ago, until my next flight leaves out of Terminal C on JetBlue, heading back up to the Northeast, going to Iceland. So in that 4 hours, I'm going to get a car from here over to Epcot. I'm going to have a sit-down breakfast, sit-down character breakfast, catch a car back, and go through security and get boarded and all of that. So 4 hours. Can I do it? I feel pretty good.
My Lyft driver got me here at 9:40. That's when my dining reservation is. So I know I have a few minute grace period, but I got to get through security and get through the ticket turnstiles and then over to the land. I was amused. He did ask if it was my first time at Epcot. It's not. It's not. So a bit of an extended trip through security because I have my backpack with me because I'm carrying it with me for the weekend. So I had my computer, I had lots of stuff that they needed to go through. Anyway, now I'm running to my reservation. I am just about at the end of my 15-minute grace period, so a little tight. Quick observation. I kind of assumed that, oh, my table's ready, bye. Okay, so we are now at the 2-hour mark from when I landed in NCO. I think I'm headed out now. Welcome along for one of the earliest, now this is the earliest morning of my JetBlue 25 for 25 challenge. I'm about to embark on 3 destinations today. After today, I still have another 2 full solid days of travel. So today's Friday, my Saturday and Sunday are packed with flights. By the end of it, I'm going to be up to 21 destinations, pretty much almost done. Right? I will have gotten all of the miles and I'll be really close to finalizing the status. There are a ton of things on my mind as I embark on this weekend though. Number 1, I'm doing this against the backdrop of the fact that JetBlue just basically decreased a lot of the benefits of Mosaic 1 literally just 24 hours ago. Made an announcement that they were making some changes. There's some positive things in there as well, but like fewer drinks get served to Mosaics and fewer seat upgrades with families. There is a benefit for family tiles, which is still unclear, but it does make you wonder, why am I doing this at 6 a.m. on a Friday when I could be in bed right now? Thing number 2 on my brain is that we are still deep in the air traffic controller and TSA issues because of the government shutdown. Gotta cross the street. Don't get run over. Can't get 25 destinations if you get run over. But this weekend, particularly tomorrow's the heaviest day. Tomorrow's a 5-flight day, 3 destinations, 5 flights. And my turnaround between my second and third flights is a dicey 45 minutes, and it is not the same equipment. Now, oftentimes when it's something that tight, it's because it's the same plane, and so it's not a big deal, because you know that you're not going to miss your flight, because you're on the flight that's getting there. But that is not the case tomorrow. I think it is a distinct possibility that flight misconnects, and I end up having to cut that destination. I have prepared for that possibility by booking a backup destination, but that's a whole separate day, and I would love it if I don't have to do that day, and so tomorrow's the real test. I have made it back to the White Plains Airport. I was here 2 days ago, like not even 36 hours ago, when I actually hit this airport as destination number 13 coming up from Tampa. And now I'm back here 36 hours later. I wish there was a way to actually string them together, but I went home that night, came back early this morning, but it is what it is. All right, I'm doing my part to support the local economy. I got my almond milk latte here at the corner table, which is at 22 Federal Street in the main village area of Nantucket. They also had some gluten-free items as well, if you need something to eat. I have decided I'm going to walk back to the airport from town. It's about an hour 10-minute walk, but it looks like there's a bike path next to the main road that I'm traveling on. Give it a try. I am just part of the way into this walk. These houses are so cute. I'm so glad that I opted to go into town instead of just hanging out at the airport, getting my almond milk cappuccino, but also glad I chose to do this walk back. I was a little worried about how much time I would have to get from the airport down and then back, but I'm gonna have a half hour even once I walk all the way to the airport. This just makes stopping here and visiting here worth it beyond just flying in and flying back out. And the bigger question is whether I'm going to do the same thing, certainly not the walk, but whether I'm going to make the stop and head into the city with my 2.5 hour layover in Boston.
I also just stopped at the Roasted General Store on my hour walk from the main village area down to the airport. Another cute coffee shop. They had these, they look really good, these gluten-free cookies. Unfortunately, the drizzle on top had dairy in it. Because they looked really good. I did end up getting an 88 Acres bar. One other thing I've noticed is that there is an airport shuttle from the airport to this village and back. It takes about a half hour all in, and it costs a couple bucks. If you can't do the walk, or if you need something a little faster, not much faster though, it's certainly an option. Another thing that should happen at some point today is that based on my flying from 2 days ago, I should officially hit Mosaic 2 for the rest of this year, all of next year, and through the end of January 2027, based on the new policies that JetBlue just announced yesterday, which is that your Mosaic year now goes to the end of January as opposed to the end of December, which is pretty similar to most of the other big carriers' loyalty programs. So I keep refreshing my app, which may seem like a silly thing, like why do I care really? But it's actually pretty significant. The second I hit Mosaic 2, I can go through all of the rest of my itineraries, including ones that I have with the family, and move everyone up to even more seating as opposed to regular seating. So crossing that line, which is just a positive benefit of doing all of these flights, means that we'll be able to do that. I think I can safely say that this will be the first time that I have ever walked to the airport. I'm making one last stop on what I'll call my Nantucket coffee crawl. So I'm here at the Nobadir Cafe, which is literally at the end of the parking lot of the Nantucket airport. So you could do this even if you had like a 45-minute turn. Let's see what's inside and what they have. If you're doing this, and if you have not quite enough time to get down to the village, but you don't also want to just hang out in the airport, hanging out over there at the Nobadir Cafe would be a lovely way to go. And there you go. Third coffee of the day. I have 2.5 hours until my connecting flight to Philadelphia, which is enough time for me to get down by South Station, go to Cane's Donuts for some gluten-free donuts. Now, the other thing that is cool is that the Silver Line 1 T-bus is free. So it's not going to cost me anything to make this happen. Here we go. Not the Logan Express or the Courtesy bus or anything like that. You're looking for the Silver Line T. So if you don't see it immediately when you step off and look for ground transportation, look around a little bit, and then eventually you'll find the sign for it. SL1. I am off the SL1. I don't know that anyone calls it that, but that's what Google Maps calls it, so that's what I'll call it. And I am now headed over to Cane's Donuts, which, incidentally, closes at 2:30, so this is very well timed. I had no difficulty getting here on the SL1, getting back here in time. But it's a bit of a scene coming through security, so leave an ample amount of time, which I kind of knew would need to be the case here. All good before I head to Philadelphia. Yesterday really went as well as it possibly could have. No delays, and I was able to get time in both Nantucket and in Boston, which was great. It's another early morning, Saturday. Got to get all the way over to JFK, and it's a 5-flight day. It's the day that I've been probably most worried about this entire project. It is funny to do this during spooky season, because you do get to see a whole bunch of fun stuff.
which when you're walking along at 5:45 a.m., it's a little creepy, but at least the lights help guide you. So as I mentioned, I got boosted up to Mosaic 2 overnight. I moved everything to even more seats for all of my upcoming itineraries, which is awesome. Also means that I get a new perks you pick. Now for this current year, I had done 20 extra tiles. That's part of how I got up to Mosaic 2. And I'm sure I'll probably end up doing that again for next year, though I probably won't make that pick until the new year because I want those tiles to hit in 2026, not in 2025. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my second perks you pick. I will probably do the bonus miles, but I'm genuinely curious. What do you all do as your perks you pick? I'd love to hear what other people tend to do. I think mine are the most obvious, but maybe it's just for me. Certainly the 15,000 bonus miles is a much better deal than the $99 credit card credit. Although I'm going to be swimming in miles, so no, it's still the miles. The miles are still a better value. It's like over $200 worth of value versus the credit card credit is less than $100. After my Buffalo flight, I had a 4-hour layover at JFK. If you're an aviation nerd too, you'll love seeing the historic TWA terminal turned TWA hotel, connected to JetBlue's T5. The Connie, a vintage Lockheed Constellation plane turned cocktail lounge, is just the start of the mid-century history here. I think there's a wedding going on here. I've actually spent a good number of visits here at the TWA Hotel. I've stayed here maybe 3 times. I have been in the Connie once before, but this is my first time in a while. It's the first time that I'm visiting here simply on a layover. I'm going to show you something funny. So you see how easy it is to see into all of the rooms? It's just a good note for anybody who is staying here at the TWA Hotel. People can see into your rooms. Just be aware of that. So my experience at the Connie last time was it's fun to go inside and look around, but it's not the most comfortable place to go and sit and lounge in because it's an old, tiny airplane. And when you've also already been flying all day, the last thing you probably want to do is go sit inside an airplane with the few hours that you have not on an airplane. So I'm going to go take a look now at the Paris Cafe and see if I can get some real food. Now, we have been here before, and actually done a video here before, when the whole family, meaning the 5 of us, as well as my mom, stayed overnight before we took the day flight from, back when Delta had a day flight, but a day flight from here over to Paris before we did a week there in Paris. So I encourage you, if you've not watched that video, you'll get a full Paris Cafe TWA hotel review right here. My salad with salmon was fantastic. If you have to make a decision between coming here or staying over in Terminal 5 to get a meal, come here, no questions asked. I can't believe that this weekend, this long weekend of travel, 10 different flights is almost over. I've completed flight number 9. I've completed destination number 20. So this has paid for itself. I've now gotten my 350,000 bonus miles, so from here on in, it's just gravy to get to the 25 years of status. Anyway, we are here in Fort Lauderdale, one of JetBlue's, I'd call one of their key hubs. I'm only coming here once. I actually was here back in May before the promotion started. When I was here, I was with my son Axon, and we had just gone on a cruise. If you're at all curious about those videos of just one parent, one kid traveling, go ahead and check out somewhere over here. I don't have a free hand. All right, here we are. Let's get on the flight. Back in New York, and now only 4 destinations away from completing the challenge, which I'll do on my family's upcoming cruise on an inaugural sailing of the Disney Destiny. Join us then, travelers.